Coming up, it's time to test your might. Join us as we dissect Mortal Kombat 2. Stay tuned.
Whoa! I really don't feel comfortable hitting a girl.
Don't worry. We won't.
Go! Send me back. I want to go back.
Welcome to the Morgue, where we dissect the latest and greatest in the world of entertainment. And we are your hosts, Arturo Padilla, along with Mr. Nick Valdez. Before we get started, do not forget to hit that subscribe button, that thumbs up, and that bell. That way you know when all these videos are dropping. Tex, how you doing today, buddy? What's up?
Howdy, everybody. Howdy, Arturo. Mortal Kombat 2. Boy, this is the fourth film in the Mortal Kombat franchise and the second sequel. And we've already kind of seen what happened with the other one, right? Like, so
Yeah, we did.
and unfortunately, we saw what happened with Mortal Kombat 1. Mortal Kombat 1 hit during the pandemic. It hit during the height of that. It was like, I don't think it was the first one. I think it was one of the first ones to drop directly with HBO Max. And
Yeah.
it started this whole debate that we're still having 6 years later about like
To this
movie
day.
releases and stuff to this day. But this is all to say, like, even then, boy, did they get that wrong. Like, it just did not work in so many levels. They invented a whole new guy as like the protagonist, Cole Young, who was just like, shout out to Louis Tan, who like I keep wanting good things to happen for him, but Cole Young, like it just wasn't it. Like that was his starring role, and the first movie was about them like unlocking their Mortal Kombat powers. And then like they didn't have the tournament. So here comes Mortal Kombat 2, which is like, okay, pretend Mortal Kombat 1 happened, but also pretend that you don't really need to know what happened in it to like jump right into part 2, right? Because throws you right into the tournament. It introduces you to Kitana as like the new kind of not lead character, but a character who gets a lot of screen time. She was a princess from a world that Outrealm had wiped out, and Shao Kahn took her as his like basically his enslaved daughter.
You will be my daughter now, Kitana.
Yeah, which is like
I started laughing in the theater. I'm like, oh, that's how it works. Okay.
Yeah, because it's just one of those things in the game where you're like, all right, this sets up the
Sure, why
tournament.
not?
See, you see it play out. Her father gets killed and she becomes it, and then years later, here we are at the tournament that was promised in Mortal Kombat 1, and boy, have things changed with Mortal Kombat 2. Like with the start of this tournament, you have a new champion introduced with Johnny Cage after Kung Lao was killed in the first one, and Carl Urban is here. And it's a different version of Johnny Cage than in the first movie and in the games, actually, because in the games and in that first movie, he's an active movie star who, gets thrown into this because he's really good at what he does. But in this one, he's like a washed up actor. He's in the con circuit. His height was in the 90s. But, now he's brought into this tournament to like fight to the death. And you have Carl Urban there. And what did you think?
Oh man, it's funny how you threw this right at me. You threw me right under the bus, Tex. Well, Carl Urban, I love Carl Urban. He is a great character actor. But I just honestly didn't really feel him here, I kind of like the fact that they actually made Kitana the A story here because they probably realized how weak the Johnny Cage character was. I'm not saying that that's Carl Urban's fault. I think it could be just the story surrounding Johnny Cage, because he's kind of abruptly thrown into the tournament. He's abruptly called into the first fight while he's at a bar, and then he loses the first fight to Kitana. So his story kind of fizzles out really quickly there. And then we focus more on Kitana and her trying to get away from her evil father and trying to, thwart his control over all the realms and stuff. So that I am kind of happy that it turned to that direction, because the Johnny Cage stuff wasn't really that engaging. Carl Urban as Cage, I think he's a little too old for this role, honestly. They didn't do a good job of hiding the stuntman. I saw a lot of the stuntman, and that's a big detriment to the whole kind of production if you're gonna be doing that, because you might as well just gotten some dude who can pull the stunt off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because like,
You're leaning
and
on Carl Urban's, je ne sais quoi. You know what I mean? Like, it's I don't know why he was cast as Johnny Cage. I don't think they took full advantage of the actor. Yeah, in that role.
yeah, and this is why you have like this is why you have people like Louis Tan playing such a big role in the first one, because they thought about that to
Mhm.
begin with, right? Of like getting someone who's good at like the martial arts, to play the actual character, but they went the wrong route. Instead of like trying to make him like, maybe they should have made him Liu Kang or something in order to really
Yeah,
make it work
yeah,
out.
they
But
made him some kind of like what
just
some
like
ancestor
he's
of Scorpion or something, right?
yeah, and ultimately he doesn't matter in this one. Like,
Yeah, he doesn't.
so once full spoilers, we're getting full like we're diving fully into Mortal Kombat 2. Cole dies, so he gets like he's on screen in total. I think maybe like 4 or 5 minutes. He gets a couple of lines to remind you why he
That
was
he's
like
even
the
there. Yeah.
yeah, like honestly, yeah, and it's fully like they're like, oh, he's our OC, and then like he gets in a fight with Shao Kahn, which is like, oh, okay, like as part of the tournament, Shao Kahn's immortal by that point, and so they give him like it's real wrestling, right? Like it's real wrestling entertainment of like they give him the
Yeah.
moral victory, right? They give him the pin, they give him the 3 count of like, but the referee's knocked out, right? He cuts Shao Kahn's neck, and he's like, I win. And then Shao Kahn's like, "Oh, I'm immortal, smashing your head
Oh
in, gonna
man.
sweep you into acid." It's really like cartoony.
What an
Per
unceremonious finale to this character.
Yeah,
Like,
but
the minute he got
it's so
called into
wild.
that fight, I was like, "Oh boy, they really didn't like where they were going with this character at all."
Yeah,
And
and then they wiped him out, dude. Like
dude,
like yeah, they
crushed him
wiped
like
him.
a little bug.
And when you compare it to other deaths in the movie, it's like almost a little more disrespectful than the other ones, because like
Yes.
he gets his head
Yes.
fully smashed in, and then he swept to the side. Like he's
Yeah, to the
literally like his
acid pit, right?
yeah, yeah.
He's like, so
It's
his body will just disintegrate and forever be like no more. That's how terrible they understood that their mistake was, because it doesn't listen. We said it on that episode. If you buddies go back to the archive all the way several years ago when we covered Mortal Kombat 1, his character didn't make any sense. I didn't like his
right.
character then. I didn't like his character now. So I'm glad he was ended the way he was. And Tex said it correctly. Why didn't they just make him another real Mortal Kombat character? You had so
Yeah.
many options. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you could have made him a young Raiden or something, like I don't get it, dude. I
Yeah.
don't get it. I don't get it.
And this is why like Mortal Kombat 2, like as a story, I don't know if it like I don't think it connects, right? Like it doesn't
No, it
feel
doesn't.
like I don't think it feels like a movie. It
Yes, agreed.
Funny enough, it was kind of the same thing we were saying about Super Mario Galaxy, where like it's fun, and but like stuff happens, not a lot of it matters, right? Because like you have Katana, who's like sort of being positioned as the main character because she gets the first scene, her introduction, her origin. She's the one who ultimately ends up killing Shao Kahn at the end. So it's like set up to be like her big thing. But like her scenes are interspersed in between all of the fights. And there are so many characters this movie has to juggle in terms of like who matters and who doesn't. Like, you've got Liu Kang, who is like the main character of the movies, or not of the movie. He's the main character of the games, and he's kind of like just here in the movie as like is he supposed to be like the main
It was
champion?
the same thing in Mortal Kombat 1. He was like this side character where you didn't even know that was Liu Kang for a while. And I'm like, who's this
Yeah.
guy right here? And dude,
Yes.
we brought this up before, especially if you guys go back to our conversation we had about Zach Krieger's Resident Evil, right? And video game movies. They they are very hard to adapt to a screen if
Yeah.
you don't have a proper story to tell within that game. That's why games like Resident Evil have an easier job to do that. Games like Silent Hill, because there's already a story, a narrative in the game that you can follow easily and try to adapt that. In Mortal Kombat and in Mario, for instance, Mario has the most basic of stories where Mario, his job is just to save the princess. Then you have to just fill everything in the middle with all this fluff. In Mortal Kombat, just like our conversation about Street Fighter as well, that this could be the same kind of issue, that it's a fighting game. You know, and fighting games usually don't have these narratives built into them because it's just, hey, pick your player. And then if you beat all these people, we'll show you a cool little ending at the end, you know? So I think it's the same thing here with Mortal Kombat. There is no real story to follow. It's not like you're adapting the Sub-Zero game, you know, where you follow just him going through
Right.
like all the stuff, you know, like that's different. This is no, you're trying to adapt the tournament itself. And like Johnny Cage
Yeah.
said, it's not even a tournament. There's no rules here.
Yeah, it's sort of like when you're adapting a game, right? You're tapping into the energy. Like remember like when Mortal Kombat was like first like being in commercials and stuff. You had that one of like the kid in the middle of like the city going yeah. And you got all those people rushing in, and like it's so iconic that like everybody wanted to play this game that they actually redid the commercial with like Dave Bautista in when they did Mortal Kombat 1 a couple years ago, like a full HD version, 4K, new modern day version of people going Mortal Kombat, and like it's because like you're trying to tap into that energy, right? Like in
Yes.
and with that energy, what's funny is like Mortal Kombat does have a story. Like it does have a, you know, they, especially when you get into like the modern day versions where like it's all about the story. It all became about the cutscenes in between each of the fights. But with this movie, I don't think they fully connect. I don't think you have that energy with it. I don't think like when you look at it visually, right? Like you look at characters like Liu Kang, you look at Shao Kahn, right? You look at Shao Kahn, you're like visually he looks good, right? And you look at like the fight stages and you're like they kind of look good, you know, like there's a bit of like rampant CG, you know, and the blood's a little iffy. I
Yeah,
can't
dude.
lie. Like I
Yeah, real
it's
quick before we move on, like dude, the CG was atrocious. Like
yeah.
I don't know what happened here. You had money and time to make this look good. And I remember when we first saw the teaser, we were like, "Oh,
That was
doesn't
our
look
concern. It was our
100%." I
yeah.
hope this is just because they wanted to rush something out, you know, and show the masses. But dude, it looks rough. And then on top of
Yeah.
that, like I do like the look of the characters, but it's so goofy sometimes
Yeah.
that you kind of are like, okay, cool. I guess I'll have to deal with this for now, you know, because I have no choice. But some of the
Yeah.
characters look goofy, dude. The man on the screen right now, if you buddies are watching on YouTube at home, Shao Kahn, right? Like he close up, he doesn't look 100%. You know what I mean? From far
Yeah.
away, cool. But when you get close, you're like, oh, wait a minute, let's zoom out a little bit. Same thing for what was the sorcerer's name, the necromancer's name?
Oh,
Quan
Quan
Chi.
Chi,
Yeah,
but
dude.
yeah, hilariously, like Quan Chi, they made him the butt of just so many jokes
Yeah,
because
it's
I
so
think
good.
I think even they knew he looked a little funky, right? Like to where they're like, no, we have to point out that he looks a little funky.
He
Yeah,
looked like a
like
character from Annihilation, dude. That's how bad he looked, man. And like you said, the butt of a lot of jokes, man, and well deserved because he didn't look great. And even
yeah,
Shang Tsung, like he looked very like just very caricaturized in comparison to what we saw in part one. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Masters of the Universe with Dolph Lundgren and how they treated their
yeah.
costuming for that movie. Very, very like, you know, action figure
It
like
looks
merchandise kind of stuff, you know?
yes, yeah, because like you can tell, like it's tough because the movie it's intentionally cheesy in a lot of ways, but then it's got the visual style of the newer games, right? Of these new, like you've seen since like Mortal Kombat 9 and 10, like because like the visual fidelity is so at such a point,
Yeah.
these like the games have become like, oh, realistic character designs and realistic stuff. And so you get that in the movie, but it's trying to do 90s Mortal Kombat movie jokes and tone, right? And style in terms of the fights. You still have Scorpion, right? You have this accomplished actor, Hiroki Sanada. Like he's doing ninja moves and he's like in this outfit and it looks super cool. But then he still has to do the 90s get over here sound, right? Like it's like
Oh my God, Tex. I am so glad you brought that up because the audio for that was so out of the blue
yeah.
that I was like, wow, what super egregious,
Yeah,
man.
it still has to be the video game Easter egg, right? Like
Oh man.
it and like it's tough because it's such a clash of ideas and tones, and on top of that it's distracting because like where the story is not great either, like it's very paper thin. The like cool It's cool seeing the tournament, right? It's cool getting that, and the fights are good. So like at least when it comes to like the action and the fighting, like I think they're all fine except like the Johnny Cage ones, like Arturo said, because like it's clear they're swapping him out with like the stunt actor.
Oh
Like it's
yeah. It
it's
looks
more
bad.
prominent with Carl
It
Urban than anybody
It's like
else.
when you're watching Terminator 2 Judgment Day and you see Arnold riding the motorcycle in the
Yeah.
hollowed out riverbed, whatever, and
Mhm.
where the truck is chasing him, and then you see back and forth that's obviously not Arnold.
Right,
It
right.
was unfortunately the same thing. And then what's a more egregious? It's like, yo, it's 2026, dude. You couldn't like, you know, deep fake his face or like, like CG his face onto the freaking stunt guy. Like, I don't
Yeah.
understand why we had to go that route. Because, like I said earlier, if you're gonna do that, you might as well just get a different actor who's capable of doing the stunts, and capable of actually having some kind of charisma on screen.
Yeah,
Um, yeah,
especially because let's be honest here, I don't think, like you said before, right? Like it's kind of underserved. Like Carl
yeah,
Urban is saying these really cheesy lines, and you're
yeah.
like, and Carl Urban could pull these off, right?
Dude, he
But
can do that with his eyes closed, man. But like the
yes,
material is not there. It's not
the
there for him,
material
man.
is just not there,
Yeah.
and it's so wild that you give Kano better material, and
Dude,
even then, like, yeah, come on, like,
Kano was awesome though. I'm glad they had Kano because they knew that the audience needed some kind of comedy relief, some kind of real comedy relief.
yeah, we
And,
needed something.
yeah. Yeah. And a real character to actually lean on. And funny enough, that was Kano, dude. And he was actually the standout in this whole movie now that you brought him
he
up.
he
Like,
saved the world, man. Like
dude,
he
he literally did. He literally saved the world. And um kudos to that actor and to that guy making the most out of his time on screen for sure, because he was definitely overshadowed by all these other crazy characters. And then you have this guy who didn't even have the Kano metal piece, like
yeah,
it was just his
yeah,
regular face. So, but he pulled it off. And I think his addition into the fold was super important to keep us engaged throughout that last act of the movie. Because, dude, this movie was long, dude. It was long,
it
and then you
it
felt the length because I I wanted more fights because of that too. Because it's like, yo, I'm feeling this too much. Like there was too much talky, and not too
yeah,
much fighting. And the fight scenes I thought were a little too short on top of that too. Like I
yeah,
get in Mortal Kombat when you're actually playing, they're quick fights because of the nature of the game, but this is a movie. You know what I mean? This is a
yeah,
movie here, and you're trying to like keep us engaged throughout. And like a text mentioned, they had a really cool way to show the fights. They had the whole fight structure down, 3 rounds. One round was like one fighter each. The next round was like 3 fighters and stuff. Like they kind of were all over the place with that, but I did like where they were going with that structure. I wish they leaned a little bit more on that. I don't know why they had to rush everything because you had all this time. You could have like eased the fights into all these little sections, but you like rushed the the 3 fights, especially the one with Cole where he died. At least like you should
yeah,
have given him like a better ending if you were gonna
yeah.
completely
Because
like destroy him.
Yeah, because we keep bringing back the OG Mortal Kombat, and it's because like that was able to work the tournament into the story, right? Like it
Yes.
was, and the fights that happened when they walked into certain
They
locations,
literally
right?
took the blood sport kind of structure where they were
Yes,
like, "Hey, there's this tournament that you have to be in, but there's other shit going on around you
yes.
that you will have to legit deal with while still being actively in this tournament."
Yeah,
You
it's
know?
like make sure you get to your place that you need to fight by a certain
Yes.
time.
Yes.
And with all the different locations here, that could have been an opportunity, but instead they were
Mhm.
kind of like teleported there, right? To make sure you get the stages. And you're like, cool, but you couldn't work those in naturally, right? Like you couldn't figure out a way to like you could have had like yes, the teleporting thing, I get it. You could have done that for like one or two fights, maybe
Yeah.
like as a surprise, like maybe the first one. The first one I get it because Johnny Cage, it's a surprise on him, right? He fights
Yeah.
Katana,
That's fine.
and like fine, right? But like you couldn't. This is the thing. It's structure, it's story, it's the fact that like the writing still doesn't work. Like it's trying to be cheesy, but it looks like the modern day ones. So it's got like a serious overtone, and those things are fighting each other in this, right?
Yeah.
Like with Katana, her story is entirely serious, right? Like
Yes.
her thing is like her father was killed and she's been
Yeah.
trying to get her revenge all
Yes.
this time, but like then it cuts to Johnny Cage and you're like, okay, you're like, who is this for here? And
Yeah.
they I give Mortal Kombat 2 credit for being made in a way where you don't need to see part 1 to get into part 2. Like they literally do it to where like Johnny like they explain what happened in part 1 for like a minute,
Yeah, they do. Like right when Johnny shows up, they're like, "Yeah, this is what happened, but now you're here. But we need
Yeah.
you."
Yeah. This is what happened. We got, we went under test to get we got powers out of it. Cool. Now you're in this. And so, I give him credit for that, for like trying to write off part 1, especially with, like Cole's death. But like it, at the end of the day, dude, like man, I'm struggling here. And at the end of the day,
Yeah.
Arturo, let's get into this.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, let's get into it for sure.
Yeah, how we do things here at the morgue, on a rating scale of pay for it, which is go check it out in the theaters, go see it immediately. There is wait for it, which is you can wait around till it's more convenient for you, whether it's streaming or whatever. Then there's stay away from it, which is you don't really need to see it, you'll be fine. I'll lead us off here first, Arturo. For Mortal Kombat 2, I give it a wait for it, which is like uh, you know, honestly, it's on the lower end too, where it's like I don't think you'll miss out if you don't see it, but if you want to see it, you can. Like this is like kind of the worst kind of wait for it, like a recommendation that I'm given,
Yeah.
because it's just like I don't think you like I'm not wait as long as you need to. Wait till it's like on TV and you're doing stuff and then watch it, because yeah, like dude, I think they'll be fine without it. I'm sorry to say, but see it. Like, see it. Because at least it's at least better than the first one. That first one's a total stay away from it. But the second one, you see some fights if you want to see Mortal Kombat, I don't know. What say you, Arturo, about Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat 2?
I'm in the same boat, man. It's a big wait for it for me. Right. I'm in the middle of right in the wait for it, not in the pay in the pay wait for it or stay away from it, wait for it. I'm like right in the middle. It's like, hey, you choose what you want to do with your time with this. Because honestly, like we said it here, the first iteration, the first cinematic iteration of this franchise, of this property was the best one, and still is the best one. And funny enough, it still holds value and stands the test of time,
I
which
mean,
is
it's still the
wild
best one.
because
It's
it's
still the
what
best
is it? It
one.
was a 94, 95, right? And
Yeah,
what freaking 20, 30 years later, whatever it is, dude, it's still the
dude.
best one.
We're still using the theme. Like we're still
Yes.
using that theme
Yes.
because it's
Yes.
so good
Yes.
after all this
Yes.
time. Come
But
on, that's got to tell you
it's
something.
Exactly. But it's like we said though, it's about the story and how you write it. Because at the end of the day, we're trying to watch a movie here. We're not playing a video game, you know? And when you watch a movie, you need to be able to follow it. It really is
Yo,
plain that
yo,
simple.
put it
It,
in the dirt, man. It's over. It's a
that's it. You know, at the end of the
fatality,
day,
bro. Like
we're watching a
fatality.
movie. And this brings up concerns, buddies, at home about Street Fighter and about how that's gonna come off
Oh my
as well.
god.
You know,
Oh
because
my
we have
god.
another
Yeah.
fighting game coming out, and and like I said, it's not like these horror properties or like Metal Gear Solid, where they want to make that too, where there's legit a real story there, where you can easily kind of manipulate that into, into a movie. The fighting games a little harder. I'm hoping Street Fighter has a better job doing this, bringing this kind of a format to the screens here. Tekken's tried it before; it's been a mess. That's like straight to home video kind of nonsense, you
Yeah.
know.
Oh, they
Um,
did Dead or Alive, I believe they did
yes,
too.
yes, they did
Uh
Dead or Alive as well. I'm
yeah.
surprised they haven't done Virtua Fighter yet, you know? But yeah, these fighting games are hard to translate into movies. So I really am hoping that we see something better and more watchable with Street Fighter. But as for Mortal Kombat, buddies at home, it's not that great. You should definitely wait
Yikes.
for it and not spend
Yeah.
some money on this thing. But let us know in the comments below what you think about the Mortal Kombat franchise in general, the movies from the 90s, from recent time, Mortal Kombat 1, Mortal Kombat 2, the video games in general. Let us know what your experience and what your love for Mortal Kombat is down below. Thank you so much for listening. This is The Morgue, where we dissect the latest and greatest in the world of entertainment. We are your host, Arturo Padilla, along with Mr. Nick Valdez. A big shout out goes to you guys out there for listening and for watching. We have all these episodes everywhere up on YouTube and everywhere you get your podcast streams. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, leave some stars, leave a review. We would highly appreciate it. A big shout out goes to Delvirus for all the artwork you've seen in front of you throughout the years. And last but not least, buddies at home, it is a scary world out there, especially with this Mortal Kombat nonsense, but we are here to walk you through it.